hours now. Have you noticed an impact on the players?
I was a bit out of breath in my meetings today, so maybe it's from altitude, or maybe I was just tension. I don't know. I think we also didn't sleep so well in the first night. Second night was easy to sleep, and like I said, let's play the match. I think the first 15, 20 minutes we will maybe feel it. That's what the reports from other teams say, and after that we will be fine.
Gerald Kwanzaa starts right back. How important could that side of the pitch be, given the threat that Mexico have on that side?
Very important. It's a side where they're very fluid and have a lot of automatism and take a lot of awkward positions, especially inside the pitch. So they want to find number 10 positions, turn, and then accelerate the game. And it's not so easy to step out on the number 10 positions because they block you with the striker. So they do this very clever and very fluidly, very efficient. So yeah, Chirel is key player today for us because he plays in the back three normally. He can play central defender. He's fast. He's good in duels. And hopefully our structure allows us to step out against the number 10. Sorry. No, it's just an energy bar.
And finally, Bukayo Saka and Anthony Gordon both start. Why were they selected tonight from the off?
Well, why not? Why not? I mean, last game, Tony and Rashi started, so I mean, it was very clear that we do a rotation there, and then they both start on the wing, top players for us. And we need all 16 today to push this over the line.
So that's nice.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Also engaging Thomas Super was on New Zealand. Interesting comments around the fact that we found that after 20 minutes the altitude becomes okay. It's just getting through the first 20. I mean, Denver's nothing like it, but last time I was going up to the broadcast booth in Colorado, it's only about 25 steps. Yeah. One flight of stairs. And I was out of breath just getting to the top. Yeah. And that's nowhere near my
A few things going on there. Is it going to be the altitude for England as well? That's going to be an interesting factor as well. The hand coolers that they've adopted, potential Viagra in use as well for this England side as well to combat altitude. There's so many different factors that's going on around this team right now, Luke, isn't there?
Kev, you're making things up, and you should know not to trust the tabloid newspapers from England. You've been there long enough to know that.
Well, they're telling me he's coming home, so he must be coming home. That's what I'm reading.
Okay, so Gordon and Saka, why are they in the side? The answer from Thomas Tuchel was why not? Yeah, why not? They deserve their opportunity because he thinks he's picked a balanced squad that everybody deserves opportunities. And I think, in fairness, Saka was an easy choice. I don't think Madueke played well at all in the last game, the last 32 game against the DR Congo. So Saka coming in, Saka is the best right winger that England have in the squad. No, he's having a little bit of injuries and not in the greatest of form because it's been a bit of a stop-start for him. But he's got to play now for me throughout this tournament. And I think that the legs, you've got these two options. I do think Rashford's a better goal threat than Anthony Gordon, but Gordon has a bit more energy and can provide maybe a little bit more service for Harry Kane. So I see these moves quite confidently, Kev. I think the only one we talk about is Kwanzaa and right back. And Kwanzaa James Bates, the meets and toss are going 3-9 and Bruce James has a serious injury history, and so they needed better quality like back in that position. And the question I want to pose at you is, maybe Rice in that position, was that an option that you think he thought of long enough?
Sure, we did think about it. Now, whether or not he feels as though that will dislodge the midfield because they want to try and gain control of that midfield, I don't know. But it seems to me they've got more midfield options than at right back right now. I'm with you on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Such a surprise. He include him in any case. But aside of that, Anthony Gordon coming in, what Anthony Gordon will penetrative runs. He will run in behind constantly. So that's why he's in the side and trying to provide the outlet for Harry Kane, the assist that he got in the last game. I'm with you, Stevie. I don't think he's enough of a goal threat. Anthony Gordon and Rashford does bring more of a goal threat. So don't be surprised if this substitution is made around half time, maybe in 60 minutes or something like that, depending on how he's doing. So he's using this as well. And he became late from the total outstanding and became very good difference in the side. Saka's been injured, that's clear. Months out since the team. so much better than McWakey. So on painful, you're going to be able now, if he's going to altitude and if this is going to affect them, that might affect Saka more than anybody else because of his lack of game time throughout. But in relation to Conte, just go back to your original point. I personally don't think he's good enough for right back. I don't think he's better than a lot of the England players that they've got in that position. But he's got no option, I feel, with how Jet Spence played last time, but to start him, though, Terry. That's where he's at.
I think so. I think he almost picks himself. And I think what Saka does over Midwecky is he gives you just a little bit more protection. At Arsenal, at times, he'll flatten it out and it'll look like a bit of a five. I think Anderson coming over and protecting that half space will be important, where it's almost a team looking after that left-hand side of midfield. I think Rice has to play midfield. I think you need to in there, especially against Mexico in transition. And I like Gordon on the left. I think he's rewarded for a couple of assists, being impactful in the last performance. And I like his verticality down the sides of the Mexican central defenders. I think he'll cause one test problems at times there, where Rashford likes to stay a little bit wider. And at times the right, like Mexico's fullbacks love to get high, where I think Gordon could expose them in transition.
Yeah, he's more direct, isn't he?
He is more direct. I think he's more reliable going back the other way as well.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's got better legs than Rashford for me up and down the field. On that right hand side, I don't expect Constant to get forward at all. I expect him to sit in a lot, play almost like a right-sided central defender at times. I just don't see him get high and wide on the right Constant.
Why would he need to, though, Stevie? That's the thing. Sometimes it's so fashionable to be an attacking right and get on the ball. Why can't you support Saka from behind?
And I think that works well for England, or at times it'll look like a back three, and you're a bit asymmetrical. It allows O'Reilly to get forward. It allows O'Reilly to invert. I think it works well for England at times. You'll see them with a little bit of a box at midfield.
Thomas Tuchel's been picked for these moments. He's been picked because he's so astute, he's tactically amazing. And we'll see, because this is the biggest stage. Like the slightest errors we saw yesterday in Houston, slightest errors, 5 or 6 moments in a game. That's how tight it is at this level. So your manager, your head coach is very important. The decisions he makes at the right times and the tactics around the game are vital.
A reminder, a 1 hour delay to kick off at the Azteca because of storms in the area. Mexico against England. England really needed Harry Kane to step up in the last game, and he did as they came from behind. Kane scored twice against DR Congo to get them to this moment. Here he is.
England versus Mexico at the iconic Azteca. I imagine these were the kind of games and stadiums that as a young boy you dreamt of playing in.
Yeah, 100%. This is as big as it gets in a World Cup situation. So obviously, a massive game against a tough opponent away from home. So look, we're ready. We've prepared well. I think the lads just can't wait to get out there now.
Is it tense? It's hostile like that out there. What's been the response and the reaction to you from the Mexico fans?
It's actually been good, to be honest. Everywhere we've gone, there's been loads of support. Obviously, most against us, but still some support for us. But everyone's been good spirits. I think they're excited for the game. I wouldn't say it's been hostile at all. I think it's just a great occasion. England coming to Mexico in a World Cup knockout game. So they're excited for it. It's going to be a great occasion.
Storms have obviously been an issue today, but the altitude as well. You've been here 48 hours now. You've trained. How's it impacting you?
Yeah, so far so good. Haven't really felt it. Slept well both nights and trained well yesterday. I thought the whole team looked good, looked sharp. Obviously, we're going to have to see as the game progresses whether it has an impact. But I think it's one of those things. I said after the last knockout, we just have to deal with it. There's nothing we can do about it. It's not an excuse. We're still backing ourselves against a good side, so we'll just have to go out there and prove that.
What sort of approach should we expect from England today? And how important could the opening 20 minutes be?
Yeah, similar to how we want to play. Front foot, we want to be on the ball. We want to be the team creating chances, attacking. But maybe a little different to all the high pressure that we like to do because of the altitude. But we'll have to see how the game progresses. Obviously, we know they're going to want to start strong with the fans behind them. The first 20 minutes is important to be calm, but ultimately it's a chance for us in that moment to try and quieten the crowd. So that's what we're going to try and do.
Let's not say how it
It's very good.
TSN Game-Changing Connections is presented by Bell.
So I say England's big too. I said earlier on, England will be heavily relying on these to Jude Bellingham, a couple of goals and an assist already in this tournament. And the main man, Harry Kane, Luke, his numbers across the course of this season. Outstanding season with his club side Bayern Munich. these two players in particular, particularly Harry Kane, I would look at really is the main player if England are going to progress through this match.
TSN Game Changing Connections is presented by Bell. Connection is everything. About 90 minutes away from kickoff now. Kickoff delayed due to a storm in Mexico City. There have been storms throughout the day. Hopefully, there will be no further delay. Right now, scheduled for 9 Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
We all want something. A way out. A way in. We want to step through and not look back. We want to lose ourselves and find something waiting on the other side. We want to leave our world with someone else's. We want more than just an ending. We want stories worth remembering. Have it all with Hulu on Disney Plus. That's when he could share the flavor of Fuse iced tea with every fan. Fuse iced tea is the flavor. The crack. Anticipation. Celebrate. Repeat. Care for your skin like you care for the game. Envelop Maggie.
Ready?
Swiftly.
That's a really girl.
He said, thinking about him. Ron pulled out his own wallet. He was out of court. From somebody on the patrol's hands. Superfly. Younger, blind and fresh of my meat.
Harry Potter, the Fullcast audio editions. Listen on Audible.
He can sing songs for dribbling and husband defender. He's heading towards the box. He shoots.
And my one is so loud, it hardly speaks. When we together down
It's gonna miss him.
Track your spending so you know when you can say yes. With TD My Spend.
Yeah.
It's how we're making banking more human.
Kickoff delayed at the Azteca. It will start an hour after the scheduled start time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. For Mexico against England. Whoever wins this one will play the winner of the earlier game today. Brazil and Norway met in New Jersey. Alan Smith and Peter Drury will be called.
Perhaps nowhere else this pivotal World Cup weekend is there quite so powerful a sense of what might be to come. So the Canterbury is to the level from England. And he can progress with Thomas until astonishing, sees a defensive club.
He's just got a little bit in the athlete. So he's kicked in his hand. He's losing plenty of time to think about it.
We should try to keep sure that he wasn't up around in his those 2 games trying to really come as well. Martinelli
Quickly, not sure now that place. The left horse, Mr. Goliath. Getting their second, it's a stick-on penalty. It is as clear cut as you are likely to get here. It paces up to the screen. Bill's think it's preferable to watch the first ones in real time, but he hasn't needed many cues here. After a year, I think they're going to agree to give life the billion. And this is Julian, his possession of the ability now, but he hands it over to Bruno Gimenez. Lots of action with 2 kids. With a full listing in the title, the Gimenez kick. There we come. You saw it. It was catching rain. Mr. So sharp to the light of their posts. For their ability to spring forward as quickly as preserved. They did well there in the tiny possession. Also, really look good between Paul and Van. This was Junior's story, but Maximilian. Yes, Junior. He gets on the watch rescue again. Is it anything to call people? Bit of a toe poke in the end, but Neelan makes sure it doesn't squeeze through his legs. Oh, boy, this whole recovery again, Marquinhos comes out of it. But it makes the difference. Well, it comes up to down the store, it's in the stone, you've got to support. That jumps the loose ball into his hook, and there was one. Oh, yes. Oh. Consideration here. It is just tuning. What is the substitute? What the English? It was just crossing my line. Here at the moment to make the difference. Somehow, it's going to, yeah. Not just too soon. Now look at this. All the passes of the tournament so far. It's sensational. But that touch there getting away from it makes it a lot more difficult chance in the end. It's like you snatching. Quick by Santos. Very soon. Stops it back out. Brilliant stop. Jim with life. How's this been ending? He's going to go to the other goal. And the Hollands. Nearly doing it because you know what I say is so good on the counter. Shoulder it. Gets away from his man, shoulder it, he's lifting it up. What you say? What ancient lands so cold? It's just gonna say, you know, that's not really anything to go on. He hasn't a chance to speak up. It hasn't really been up to because into the mix. But this one was. It is literally the case to say they've never had it so good, but it isn't the other one. It's the secret to the issues of the whole. Vinicius to live through. Sitting there when it comes to the place. Just when you need a bit of composure, you expect Casemiro to provide it, but he's just lashed it across goal. Man, this is bizarre, isn't it? For oh, it's fingertips. Shoulder seen a striker like this before. What? That is had some massive elements in his career, but this he's got as many as Messi. He is ripping up today. Kelsey, Suchi and Tichy. Brazil's are infuriated, but you know this is going to be into millions and millions of radio show. What do you lose? Lose to the white, it's over to the Brazil players. Neymar's been shown a yellow card for his 23 challenge. So that fits in. Those are not really. Hasn't put another spot here. A bit of jumping the arms up, but yesterday's elbow. We got the higher. Still clear precisely what the referee's call is. I'm pretty sure it's a penalty. It's given a penalty because of that elbow. Brazil had nearly saved this time. The great Neymar will stick up for a second ball which may be academic. Neymar instant control. Remember the picture on looked like just like the referee's talking to you sometimes. Neymar. And Neymar again. Ian gets together and now there's a catch so they win the match. Smashed up towards Tottenham. To this king victory. No way, Britain pounds. He fights as good way, Britain. He summons and
To Norway and for Erling Haaland, who scores twice and is now tied with Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe for the Golden Boot lead with 7 goals, 5 shots on target, 66% possession for Norway, and Brazil have their worst World Cup performance since 1990.
I've peaked a couple of times during this tournament, but this was a new peak. This is what I do. It's all about being focused and take the chances I get. And I normally get them even if I don't score on the first one. Take us through the goals. Well, a great heading, 0-0. I would say good service, 2-0. Well, it felt, I mean, it was a gift from God that it actually went into the net. Like I said, it's one of the most insane days in Norwegian history. Just enjoy it, embrace it, and enjoy the moment.
Seats afterwards as well as Norway were celebrating with their fans during that Viking run in the stadium. Also, and the beach party there at the National Stadium. And they're moving on to face out the Mexico of England in the quarterfinals. We already know from yesterday, France and Morocco is the first quarterfinal in the bracket. So Erling Haaland gets all the headlines, of course, after scoring those 2 goals. We're talking about the performance in general from Norway. How good Ødegaard was today. The saves made by Nyland as well. This could have been very different if Brazil had scored from the penalty spot early on. There were a couple of things about it. Yes, it was a blatant penalty when it was coming along 14 minutes into the game. And Giroud steps up to take it, which was a little bit strange. And then the way he took it with a stutter step just, never good, is it? A stutter step. Never good. You're not a consistent penalty taker either. Such a strange decision to see whether he can manage to come and take this penalty. I mean, it was a slow-ball penalty. I don't know why Ishmael thought that the MLS referee didn't give that on the field. Cunha was clearly taken over by Ayer, who had a great game. Look at his position, you could see it pretty clearly. And you think of all the superstars on this field for Brazil, this massive turning point, this goal in a knockout game all got so important. Vinny Jr., I know he's missed a lot of penalties. He has a check of this and he's taking a lot of high profile penalties. Cunha, bit of a penalty taker himself. Even Marquinhos game, the centre back who takes penalties at shootouts at such a high level, PSG, he's been there, seen it, done it all. Why is Bruno Guimaraes stepping up there? He's not a good striker of football. He's not going to take penalties. I was so shocked to see that happen.
Yeah, I was extremely surprised as well. It's surprising you to criticise the Newcastle man, Stevie, but
well, he's been a Sunderland throughout the rest of the tour. He's played for Brazil in this game.
Yeah, I know.
You should forget that.
That wasn't surprising. But I mean, no, look, let's look at it overall in isolation. I mean, we were so surprised he was taking him. Vinny Jr., the superstar of this team, he's chasing down records as well. We know what other players have done. Messi and Ronaldo and Haaland and Kane. All these players are craving the attention, craving the goals. I was so surprised that Vinny Jr. didn't step up to take a penalty. But when he steps up and just with the run, going back to the run, when you do the stutter run, it does take momentum out of the actual kick itself. It goes up, you wait for the goalkeeper to move. And in fairness to Nealon, he played so well through the game. He was outstanding. He was on player of the match overall, even ahead of Haaland. But he read it. He just knew exactly where he was going to go. He's waiting for the goalkeeper to dive. He stood his ground. He outsmarted Ramirez, and ultimately, Terry, it was a poor penalty, and that's what probably will not win the game today.
I like where you went with it. I think Nealon deserves a ton of credit, and he uses full profile kick across, and the little stutter doesn't put him less of a hurt. I understand Bruno Guimaraes is clear to me coming into this game, and for me, he's been probably Brazil's best player at this tournament. I thought he started the game really well. And unfortunately, in that massive moment, he couldn't convert. And then I think from then on, it affected him a little bit, and Brazil started to lose that midfield a little bit.
I've never seen him as a penalty taker, but he's not a good striker of the ball. He is an excellent player, but he's not a good striker of the ball. It was such a shock never taking a penalty for Brazil before to take it on the stage, and just so disappointed with Vinny Jr. He played great in the game, but, you know, as much as we criticise Neymar, I know he got a consolation penalty late on, but there is no way in any game, at whatever stage his career he was at, that Neymar would not have stepped up and taken that penalty.
Yeah, I agree.
And we slag him, we have a go at him, we talk about his diving, we've criticised him through the years for so many things. But he's got the nerve and he's got the resolve to go and take a penalty at the biggest times on the biggest stage always, and that's what Vinny Jr. should have done. I think if he had done that as well as Northern played, Brazil would be in the quarterfinals, and so it was a massive turning point in the game.
Brazil going forward as a whole Nealon made a few good saves, but we've never seen really throughout this tournament Brazil at their very best, have they? That we would hope to see.
Yeah, I think coming into the tournament, they finished, I believe it, third in World Cup qualifying. The form was a little bit indifferent. And they probably at times today in the game reverted back to the theme. I thought they were dangerous in transition. They were dangerous in wide areas. We saw a counter press lead to an opportunity. If you just look purely objectively at the XG Norway 3.5 times. So I think Ancelotti is saying, look, we take our chances. It's a very different game.
I mean, look at that CBT as an example, Kev. The best teams in this tournament, France, Dembele, Elise, and Mbappe running through their 3v3 goal.
Yeah.
Argentina, Messi, Martinez, Almada, goal. Spain, Oyarzabal, Yamal, Nico Williams, Jurgen, Baena, goal. You know, and you've got to capitalize in these situations. What we're learning here, what we learned so clearly in Houston was when you get your chances, you have to finish. You have to be clinical. Norway had the clinical player early on, and Brazil were lacking that real quality.
And I think they were quite content, certainly across the second half. One score, one shot, too many substitutions, just to sit back a little bit. For a Brazil side to only have 34% possession in a game, and all, like, it's not really a big deal in the grand scheme of things, because the threat was maybe in transition, but they weren't really providing the threat as much as they were maybe in the first half with the good moments from transition. They just kind of sat deep, allowed Norway to dictate more and more. And once you allowed Ødegaard, more and more possession of the football. It was only going to go one way at that stage. So Erdogan took over, and from then on, maybe from the 60th minute, there's only going to be one winner in my mind.
I agree. And I don't think Brazil's built to defend for long spells. I think they're a team that has to have the ball, and them sitting back really just didn't suit them at all.
So imagine now, if England get through, we could have a matchup in the quarter-final, Kev, between the best two strikers in the world right now.
You tell me, I like Kane, I still don't think either of them are best striker club right now, but they're both excellent players in their own right, and it'd be one to look forward to if England got to get through this. I mean, England's players and the strength that they've got throughout, they should be getting through to play Norway. But this guy, I mean, we will speak constantly about his lack of touches. He's only had 30 touches of the ball today, and the majority of them actually came in the last 15, 20 minutes of the game.
What a run for them.
Great ball, great run. He had Gabriel all game, and Gabriel was so scared to go anywhere near Holland. And look at the aggression on his face, the desire to go and get the ball. And you touched that there, Stevie. As soon as Gabriel has not opened his body to see where Holland is, so he can go and engage, he's done. Holland had him. Then the second goal, I think here he was just so tired. He didn't want to run so much. Just have a strike and let's see what's up with that. It was a great goal, great goal. It was a great moment, a fitting moment for Holland, who deserved it. And we all admire him, we all love him for what he is and what he's brought to his nation. But I think there's actually more to come from him.
Yeah, I agree.
There's more to come.
I don't think he's enjoyed his football as much as this in his life. I think he's in a stage where he knows who he is. The presser's right off him, seems to be reveling and playing with his compatriots, and he's really enjoying himself out there. And it's not those Stevie. Totally relaxed for people that he wants to listen. I'm not suggesting this being a safety makes there's a different pressure compared to international, and he's very relaxed. He's enjoying himself. He's from his national team in terms of what their position.
Probably not. You know what happens as well when he plays for Manchester City. He cannot go out his front door. He can't go out and really go and enjoy himself and have a nice walk and relax. In the US, he can do that a little bit to an extent. You saw that footage of the lady that didn't even know who he was. She was asking questions of him, and he was loving it. He was loving it. He loved the anonymity. So he will be enjoying himself even more as he goes. He will become more of a superstar. There'll be more people in the US that will know him. He is a superstar in every word of that. So let's just wait and see in the next game. I expect fireworks when he's going again, Terry.
He's just sort of he does everything in his own way, and I think that's what's infectious about him. And people just want to be around him. He just has his own style. He's redefined the center forward position. He's fine to not have the ball, just get on the end of things. He's not chasing things. And when we watch Norway play, it's not really about Haaland. It's about the team. He's just executing his role so well, and it's something Cunha didn't do for Brazil today.
It's his personality as well that I think has really come out in this World Cup on a much bigger scale than we've ever seen in the past, and really that's something that can elevate him to an even higher level. 7 goals right now. 7 goal scorers in the World Cup so far. It's the first time that there's ever been 3 goal scorers with 7 or more goals in the same tournament. Mbappe, Messi, and Haaland all with 7 right now. Harry Kane on 5. That is quite a list. And yes, Vinicius Junior is done right now. He couldn't add to the 4 goals that he has. Brazil are heading home now. If you let's get a little earlier on. And the courtesy of the weather delay right now, when kickoff was pushed back by now at the Azteca, you can revisit this a little bit because Kevin earlier said that the Norwegian fans are the best fans in the World Cup. We saw the incredible pictures of them doing the Viking run afterwards. And at that time, it went unchallenged by Stevie.
Yeah.
When you mentioned myself, they're not good job. Really stand up for the Tottenham. I did stand up for Tottenham. Yes, immediately the second base fans of us still the Tottenham were way better than these guys. Just because they've got some silly role, how does it make them the best fans? That is a straight out.
They're going to get the people even the seeds like up for them as well, like you're not stopping incredible goals. The way that the pictures we've seen, the footage we've seen of the Norwegians, whether they're in New York or whatever city they're in, it's incredible to see. Amazing fans. And the only relationship between players and fans. The only thing
the only thing that Nami was doing in unison was drinking.
No, we're not going to find you.
Fuck.
Mentioned to it, but it's something
We're very good friends with the Norwegians. Geographically, we're pretty close to these guys. It's just the North Sea that separates. This is not sure how to do the next thing we're watching. Signal media, because I couldn't be able to be my parents down. Shut the tournament. If you've got your six, I know that the other day. This is exactly the same as keep your getting me a fan. So one of the highlights of this World Cup was what the Scotland played the top nomination. So the big campus, the video from it was a scene with Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers, he gave the number and the list. But most Scotland will part of it because of the this so watch and two baseball games. They're the biggest fans at that man in the UK. Okay, well, the Tuscan Army has still guys. Yeah, that what you call a silly row is still in the World Cup, so we'll never see that, I'm sure, again. The clubs are staying up until Friday in England. Now it's about 1 a.m. The kickoff is going to be at 2 a.m. But the Three Lions fans are not going anywhere right now. The kickoff delayed at the Azteca. I did just see something saying that some of the England coaching staff are now out on the pitch putting some phones out. So fingers crossed that despite the fact that it's still raining, the delay doesn't go on any further. So kick off at 1900 local time, which is, I think, 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific, when this one is set to get underway. Mexico and England with a right to face Norway in a World Cup quarterfinal.
That's when he could share the flavor of Fuse iced tea with every fan. With the fans that go the distance. The fans who bring the noise. And the fans who just want a taste of the action. Fuse iced tea. It's flavor.
Midwork.
Yes, yes.